everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Cait. I'm Cait, and today I will be showing you how to bake some keto-friendly vegan cookie bars in our very tiny convection/microwave oven. So we're going with some keto-friendly cookies because keto is a very popular diet trend right now. There's a lot of people who are utilizing it to lose weight and having lots of success. But I know when my husband and I did keto, I definitely missed my cookies because I am a cookie fiend. It's also vegan. You can do it. You don't have to do it the vegan version, but because there are a lot of people who have like sensitivities to dairy and sensitivity to eggs, it's another safe one, just especially if you're bringing it to, like, I don't know, a potluck or a picnic where you don't know what people's dietary restrictions are. It's pretty safe. Today's recipe will require almond flour, cassava flour, cane sugar, sliced almonds, dark chocolate chips, coconut flakes, vanilla, peanut butter, coconut milk, and flaxseed meal. Our first step is to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Before we start mixing our ingredients, we're going to set up our vegan egg. And the way you do that is you use flaxseed meal and mix it with water. So we're just going to take a tablespoon of the flaxseed meal and 3 tablespoons of water that I already have in here. We're going to mix that up. Yes, this is a milk frother. It's one of my favorite mixers that I have on hand. And we're going to let that soak for about 10 minutes and wait for it to kind of get gelatinous in texture. And it's going to act very similarly to an egg. Next up, we will mix our dry ingredients. So we're just going to blend this all together really well. I have this really cool kitchen tool that my mom had to scour all the secondhand stores and all of the yard sales to find. This is something that I grew up with. I think my mom got it maybe from her grandma, but this thing is actually called a kitchen-majig, and it strains, drains, beats, blends, whips, and mixes. And I think it's the coolest little kitchen tool ever. So next up, you want to mix all of your wet ingredients together. You want to mix this up really well. Make sure all the peanut butter is incorporated with the milk. You can see the color is now changing. It's getting to be the same kind of consistency. And once this is all mixed up, we'll add it in with our dry ingredients. And we have to mix all of this together really well. Now you have your dough ready, and we have all of these add-ins to put in there too. So I have my coconut, my almonds, and my chocolate chips. The recipe only calls for about 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, but I thought the almonds and the coconut chips might be kind of a nice addition. And I never measure chocolate chips. And I will reserve a little bit in each cup for the top of the bars, and that way it's going to get like really melty and delicious. And the almonds too will add a nice little crunch to the cookies. So you can see I'm not adding all of those cups, but we'll see what happens when I mix it in. And once again, you want to fully incorporate all of your ingredients so it's kind of like a relatively homogeneous mixture as far as doughs can go. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. The pan that I'm using is this really cool little mini bar pan, and this is a stoneware pan. So the recipe calls for an 8x8, and they want you to line it with parchment paper. But stoneware is pretty awesome in that you don't need to spray it, you don't need to line it, you can just throw it in and nothing really sticks to it. This actually fits perfectly in our little oven, so I love it for that reason. Also, it limits how many cookies I can bake at a time, so I'm not doing like 12 dozen, and we can limit how many we ingest as well. So with this bar pan, we're just gonna put all of the dough straight onto the pan. So now we're gonna just spread it on out. And this dough is super duper sticky, so if you don't like getting your fingers a little messy, I would not recommend this technique. Now we have the cookie dough spread out in our little bar pan, and I'm just gonna top it with the rest of our ingredients. Obviously, if you don't like coconut, you can leave these out. So now it's ready to go in the oven, and we'll put it in here for about 20 to 25 minutes. And now we wait. I think that looks pretty good. We'll let it cool off for a while before we cut into it. As you can see, these turned out very gooey, which is kind of Michael and my preference for cookies, and they will definitely do the trick as far as curbing any sugar cravings you may have if you are on the keto diet. However, I would caution you not to eat more than one. The carb count on these does say that it's 5 grams, 3 grams net. I can put up all the information, at least in the description, for you later. If you are struggling with your sugar cravings while you're trying to do this keto diet thing, I would strongly recommend giving this recipe a try. It's delicious and it definitely does the trick. I know when I was on the keto diet, I didn't have anything like this, and this would have made a huge difference for my longevity on it, for sure. This recipe is super quick. It only takes about 30 minutes to throw together and bake, and it's super simple as long as you have access to some of those specialty ingredients that keto baking requires, especially Bob's Red Mill. They're like real good for any kind of like grain-free options you're after. So if you found this video helpful and you like it, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time on Cooking with Cait. Okay, bye.